Countries acquiring Greenland. Oh man, some people have mixed feelings about this. And the way I say it is, we really need to get away from this point of acquiring. Because I get that people say, well, I mean, what else? Some people will say, well, what else? How else are we going to describe it? If we're going to give our aid and whatnot and assistance, how else are we going to acquire it? How else are we going to get what they want or help them get what they want if we don't have the option of acquiring that also as well? Like, we just have the option of just doing business, you know? Like, but, like, why people got to be owning, trying to own the land? Like, now, truly, now, if Greenland were to reflect the real America, not the deep state of confusion that some people have been programmed into to think that they don't have money, or they're wealthy, or they're not free, or that they're subjugated. Not that. If we really, if America, the real America, okay, was to be copied over to Greenland, okay, there may be some changes in how business is conducted, okay, and there may be some changes in certain people's lifestyle as well. It may be good, it may be bad, or it may just be the same. Because ultimately, these businesses don't, these businesses, what you guys don't understand is that that's why the United Nations exists, okay? But even other things are watching the United Nations. And the hierarchy goes higher and higher and higher. They know it's God or life, however you want to call it, that is watching and allows for freedom and allows for us to make decisions so that we can come together with our creativity and our uniqueness to create more unity, more abundance, to live more in abundance. But I am going to point out that this concept of needing to acquire land is something. There really should not be any name that has acquired an area. Those names, and there really isn't, because truthfully speaking, we know those names are entities. Okay, they're not living beings. They're entities controlled by living beings. Okay, so if it's done by living beings, then what we need to do as living beings, okay, as a whole, collectively, we need to embrace the freedom. We need to embrace simplicity because, dude, we're why are people have to politicians and other lawmakers sometimes and business people have to be always thinking of so many complex things because they forget about the simplicity of life. They're so used to how things are done in a system, right? That even though that system has a lot of good things and that system is repeated and copied in other places too to certain degrees, nonetheless, it does not matter because these systems still they're imperfect. Okay? They don't cover everything. And the reason they don't cover everything is because they're not supposed to cover everything or everyone. Okay? They're meant for everyone, but sometimes people don't even know what's going on in business and these commerce laws. And they're just quote unquote minorities. Alright? They're just labeled as minorities. No. No. If they're living just fine, I give you an example. My life, I understand what's going on, right? My life is also set in a way where, hey, I do try to see my Sundays, and I have people bringing me donations. They bring me donations, they bring us food, all right? Sometimes we go and we raise it ourselves, but we have a lot of supporters that just show up. Now, I share this because personally, that shows me, from what I have also seen from others, is that we think life, it's a testament to this notion that, this illusion that we have to acquire things and put titles. That notion is so confined oh, it's so it's got so many limitations. I can't even begin because you have to live through it. You have to live through it to see it. You have to have walked in my shoes to be able to see that. Holy shit! Wait, if I'm still able to get all of this, and technically speaking, the systems in place still tell me that I have my freedom. to tell me that I had infinite money and all this other stuff, then what's all this other complicated stuff that these entrepreneurs and politicians are going through? Oh, it's because they're thinking in such confined ways. They're not thinking, well, this is how it works. In their mind is, well, this is how it works. This is how it works. This is how we do it. Okay. It's always been good. I mean, it's good. It works good. There's good things. Yeah. But it's like, well, hey, at the same time, how about we change how we work? Right? How about we change how, instead of how just how it works, let's change how we work. Right? How do we work as human beings? That's why these videos are important. Right? That's why the everybody being informed is important. That's why everyone getting educated is important. That's why everyone's voice, right, everyone's life, and the things they have learned is important. They share perspectives. Again, we go through all these spectrums of complexities, all right, from systems. But in all honesty, things are so fucking simple. Okay, but we have these systems set in place. Some of it is to protect the simplicity. Yeah, but then now it's like if you're in a position where now it's like, oh, you could go ahead and do a monopoly or try to like, if I create Orange Country and Orange Country wants to go take over Apple Country. Apple Country is good growing apples. Orange Country is good growing orange. What the fuck are you doing? Is Orange trying to go and take over apples? Well, because oranges understand apples. This is the mindset of certain entrepreneurs and politicians. Well, oranges understand apples. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to those apples because we have to teach them the orange way. All right, because we exist because of these oranges. The orange way exists because of these international laws, for example. And their apples exist because of these international laws. But they're not using these international laws in these businesses aspects really well. So we have to help them. We got to go in there. We have to control. No. We got to assist. We have to assist, not control. All right? It ain't about control. Nobody got control over the lands. At any point, nature will say, fuck all of you. Goodbye. Don't play with nature. Okay? Don't play with nature. Does this thing have a fucking. Is the camera messed up on this? So yeah, there is no Oh, it's a lens flare. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, cool. Lens flare. Ooh. So yeah, there is no this idea about these countries wanting to take over like Greenland. It's like, yo, the word orange is the business that represents this thing, this fruit. The word fruit is a business that represents this thing. The word thing represents. Mm, see how language works? That's how language is built. Mm, oh, it's all made up. Right? So because everything is made up, clearly, it's not. It doesn't mean that oh shit, it seems like a complicated world. No, it's actually very simple. Very simple. Right? Very simple. Everything else, as far as business and what we do, is like that's extra. But like the overproduction that many businesses do when it comes to going to different countries as well, um, it's unnecessary. Okay, like for example, the overproduction of high rises. Overproduction of high rises is really unnecessary. All that material, including copper, can be used to just help people. For example, wear armor that always is healing their body, uh, which can be customized at any time. And oh, what's the point of all this technology tools being revealed to humanity? Why are we revealing this stuff to humanity anyway? Why is this stuff getting revealed to humanity? But don't worry, some people do get it. All right, all they're doing is this. But that's why we all are important. We all have to be stewards here. We all already stewards of the earth. Okay, and there are guidelines that protect freedom, life, of all beings, including the animals. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. Let's just make sure that we are able to understand these distinctions Okay? Because if you don't understand these distinctions, you're going to always be led by the fantasies you have created instead of realizing that it was you who create these fantasies. Right? So therefore, if you create these fantasies and you create these systems, that means you have the potential to make much more simple systems. Okay? Anyways, that's all I got. You know what I propose. I like the idea of, and you heard it here first. Have the United Tribes of Personal Independence Associated or Association. Utopia for short. Everyone has a tribe. Everyone is their own leader. Okay, some are different processes, but either way, everyone is part of the tribe. We're a part of the global tribe. All right. So, anyways, that's all I got. I'm gonna go ahead and do creating a U.T.O.P.I.A. Namaste, y'all. What is this music playing? Venues from GT Sport. Yeah, it's gonna be a Kenji Kato. I like the jazz stuff. This is good. Anyways, pretty epic. Almost sounds like a song. Peace.